10 homers across a 16-game span. So this is a feat, I'm sure you've heard this, last achieved for the Giants by the one and only Barry Bonds. What are you seeing at the plate right now?
Just taking it day by day. Thank you guys for that introduction. That was pretty cool. So I got a little distracted there. But yeah, I've heard all the Barry stuff. Really just taking it day by day. I'm not a true power hitter, but they come in bunches, as I like to say. So it's pretty cool. I'm trying to just enjoy this moment.
Nice. And then just kind of team-wise, how are you guys feeling after the trade deadline, especially after the front office kind of gave the team a confidence boost by keeping Snell and then seeing what he did with the no-hitter? Just what's kind of the atmosphere in that clubhouse right now?
Yeah, we feel great. We're really bonding as a team. We've had a couple team dinners here recently, so all the guys are getting along. August is the dog days right now, but really just trying to stay focused. We know every game at this point in the season matters, so just trying to come out here and win games, and we're having a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, the team dinners. Okay, we need the dirt. First of all, who has the craziest tendencies at the table? And number two, who's getting the bill? Who's picking up the check?
Matt Chapman usually is one of them that gets it. Conforto is pretty generous. Snell's pretty generous. Webby as well. There's a lot of guys, so I can't forget about Robbie. They're usually like the main five that will pick up the bill, but all the older guys are great when it comes to that. They never make the young guys pay or anything, so.
They should definitely be paying for you on June 15th. June 15th is your day. You have now hit back-to-back inside the park home runs in back-to-back years on that day. So what is it about June 15th?
I have no idea. It's just one of those weird things. It's really crazy. When I hit that second one this past year in AAA, I got a lot of attention afterwards that I just hit one the year past. I had no idea, to be honest, but it's just one of those weird things in baseball that happens, kind of like this little streak I'm on. I just have no really reason to explain it.
Yeah, I was going to say one of the many reasons why we love this great game. So I'm assuming next June 15th you will be aware. So maybe it will be same pregame meal. Maybe you'll put your cleats on, the same order. Are you a superstitious guy?
A little bit, not too bad, but now that I have this June 15th in my head, there's probably no way I repeat this again next year. just because it's out there in the universe now. So.
Yeah, that's so true. Everyone knows about it. It's going to be listed up there with all the other things. Let's go ahead and talk about your fiance, Sadie, the very lovely Sadie. You guys announced your engagement and that the countdown is on. So. We were curious about this, though, Tyler, and I don't know if you guys had this in mind when you were making your plans, but your wedding date is lined up for November 1st, as you can see here. Well, that also happens to be a tentative date for Game 6 of the World Series. What happens if you guys make it all the way to the Fall Classic? Is there a backup plan?
Yeah, well, when we set that date, I wasn't in the big leagues yet, so you can't plan for something like that. If we're lucky enough to be in the World Series, we'll cancel the wedding and just buy a bigger one at that point. So it's kind of a win-win at this situation. So like I said, if we're lucky enough to do that, then we'll just push it back a few days, and I don't know, we might just have an extended honeymoon at that point.
Sounds like a good time to me.
Yeah,
it's a good problem to have.
Definitely. And speaking of the World Series, obviously what we just saw from Blake Snell and you guys as a whole, all those defensive plays making that no-hitter possible. What was it like celebrating that on the mound with him? What was it like afterwards? Did you guys party? Did you celebrate? Take me behind the scenes a little bit.
It was really cool. It honestly felt like I was back in college, going to the College World Series again. You kind of have that little dog pile moment out on the field. So that's kind of like what brought back memories for me. But we had a little celebration in the locker room after, but nothing crazy. We have another game the next day. So, we didn't get too wild, but definitely a night to remember, and just super excited for Snell. I wasn't nervous out there until the very last out, and I was just like, oh, man, here we go. But just cool, just the way it ended. Fly ball is always nice to be the last out of a no-hitter. So it was just a real special moment.
Yeah, a little storybook ending over there.
I love it, except I have to bring this back to the wedding thing. I can't get over it. Your fiance just came back from her bachelorette party, so that means you still have to probably have a bachelor party. Does this happen on the road? I mean, there's so many questions here.
You guys are doing all the digging, aren't you?
Listen, we are good social stalkers.
Yeah, I've talked to my party, all my close friends, and depending on how long the season lasts, if we go to the World Series, we'll we'll probably just do the bachelor party after the season or after my wedding. But you know, I waited till the last moment to do this, so I might not even have one, to be honest with you guys.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
maybe
if only the A's were in Vegas already, and then it would have been easy, just like kill two birds with one stone.
Could have been a natural fit, but it sounds like
Exactly.
you're solution-oriented and you're just kind of enjoying the ride in the big. So I'm sure your teammates will help you make something happen. Let's talk about your game on the base paths. You know, all this talk about Corbin Carroll and Ellie De La Cruz, of course, Bobby Witt Jr., but you're in the 99th percentile for sprint speed this year. How big is that, like, a part of your game, and what do you work on outside of the game?
Yeah, a lot of it's just God-given. But that's one of the main reasons I was even called up to the big leagues in the first place. So the speed helped me get here. To be honest, though, I haven't really been showing it as much as I should. You know, I wasn't playing a ton in the beginning of the season, so when I was getting on, I was still a little bit, but as of recently, I haven't really been showcasing as much as I should. So I definitely got to start doing that. But the speed just is God-given at this point. I don't really know how to describe it.
All right, we know that you're a stud in the batter's box. We know you can do things in the field, but there's also this pitching aspect. How have you become the Giants' designated pitcher?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's really the position that you want to be in. I think I was the youngest on the roster at the beginning of the year, so I was just the guy for it. But whenever that happens, that means we're getting blown out. So I definitely don't want to be doing that anymore in the future.
How assess it? Like, are you a Cy Young contender? What's your best
Move over,
pitch?
Shohei. Let's go.
What's the best pitch
Tyler
you got?
Fitzgerald is in the house.
Well, I throw fastballs and they're getting rung up as sliders and changeups, so it's pretty demoralizing, and especially with a guy like Schwarber up there. When I'm throwing against Schwarber, it's actually pretty scary. You just think he's going to hit one right back at you. So I have a 9-year race, so I won't be winning Cy Young or anything.
I mean, there's still time.
I'll vote for you.
Hey, listen, Tyler.